as we drove away, you kind of didn't want to go away, you know.
Now this album, the first one on a big label.
Yeah.
How does it compare to the previous ones?
Like I said, we took longer to make the record. We put more time and more effort in it in that respect, and we were allowed to do that. The label encouraged that. Rick Rubin encouraged that, and so that was good for the record, absolutely. And that's what we were hoping.
And just a bigger team all around, like just learning to work with a bigger team. And there's an adjustment period with that, but it's all going very well. We're really excited about it.
Yeah. I want to talk about one song in particular, single, "I Am Loving You." What is it? I have the lyrics here. What is it about? It's like leaving home, going to New York. Is that something concrete, something actual?
It is concrete and actual. It's also symbolic and metaphorical because around the world, New York is a symbol for something. In America, it's still a symbol for something. And Brooklyn, specifically in our small lives, was a specific destination for the arts and music, and still is in some ways, in a lot of ways. And there's great creative energy there. So that was something that we grew up in this very average, normal place. It was very far from that life. And so that life becomes a little bit mythological to us. And it anchors as that metaphor in that song.
And what's the concrete story?
We've had very amazing nights of performing in Brooklyn where as we drove away, you kind of didn't want to go away, you know, or you experienced things that just felt surreal, no doubt about it. And there are references to that in the song, but they're all metaphors now.
But you didn't want to go away from Brooklyn, or?
Yeah, every time you leave New York, you don't want to go away, you know.
Just great.
Have you been to New York?
Yeah.
You know, it just when you're there. And there's so many times that we would play, and then, you know, it's midnight and you're pulling out of the city and you're just kind of going.
There's just this pulse. There's this pulse of that place that as you're leaving, the pulse gets quieter and quieter, which is in some ways calming, but in other ways you feel like you're leaving the excitement. You know?
Yeah, it can be hard.
And I saw in the lyrics, or in the video actually, that you sing one couplet.
Yeah.
Is that something? Why do you sing that one in particular?
Well, it was just they felt like there was a space for it, and we use the variety of our voices to keep some interest in a way. Like aesthetically, we will switch off to keep it interesting in some ways for ourselves, for our audience, I guess. That's a nice side effect of it. But you know, who knows? That's just where the verse belonged.
It's not like you. That's something that you wanted to say.
I mean, it was, but I didn't know it until the song came along.
What do you mean?
Like until the idea was brought to the table, I didn't know that was something that I felt that needed to be said. But as we started working on the song, it's just, you know, there's a very natural progression with the songwriting, and that's just an example of part of the natural progression.
We react off of each other. So if he writes a song that's a topic that I wasn't thinking about, but actually have dealt with or had experience with,
there's automatically,
I'll react and want to get in on it and say something like, well, you know, I've got this to say about it. And he might say, well, that's great. I wasn't thinking about that. We have that dynamic going, and it's crazy not to use it because it adds color to the songs every time. And it adds double meanings, which is terrific.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, boss.